Hello and welcome to Vegan Cafe 21. Today we are making Rice Krispie treats with a crunch. So let's get started. To make our Rice Krispies, we are using 3 cups or by weight 2 ounces of puffed rice. Here we have 1 cup or roughly 8 ounces, anywhere from 7.5 to 8 ounces by weight of jaggery that I have cut into smaller pieces. We're also going to add half a cup of sliced almonds. Now this is completely optional. I just like to add a little more texture to my Rice Krispies. And in this spoon, I have 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. We're going to add a portion of it into our Rice Krispies and save some to grease our work surface. Now you can also grind a few grinds of black pepper into your Rice Krispies, but that's also optional, just like almonds. We are going to start out by dry roasting our puffed rice on low heat. You want to keep your flame low and keep moving them around. The idea is to get rid of any moisture that there may be without them changing color or burning. To test if they're done, you just pick one of the rice and break it. You should hear that snap, and also it should crumble easily like this. That tells us our puffed rice is nicely toasted, and now we are going to take it out back in the bowl where we started. Dust off our pot. Now in the same pot, we are going to add our jaggery. Also add some of our coconut oil. Just save enough to grease our work surface. Move it around. You don't want to add any liquid other than coconut oil to this. Chop your jaggery into as small pieces as you can. It's just going to help it melt faster. Keep adjusting your heat between medium and low. You don't want to burn your syrup before the pieces melt. Let the heat do its thing. All the pieces have melted nicely, and now very quickly it is going to start frothing and foaming all over the surface. When this starts to happen, you know you're very close to getting done. Now I'll show you how you can see if your syrup is right where you want it. Take a bowl of room temperature water and turn your heat to the lowest setting possible. Drop a few drops of syrup into this bowl of water. Gather it with your finger, lift it up. It is still softer than we want. We want it to firm up very quickly as soon as it drops in the water. So we're going to give it another 20-25 seconds and test again. Okay, time for our second test. Same thing. Put a few drops into this bowl of water. Gather them up. And this time it's solidified before I could even pick it out of water. Look how tight it is. If I bounce it off this board, you will hear the sound. So our syrup is ready. Now without wasting any time, we are going to add our puffed rice and almonds into the syrup and mix everything in. I also like black pepper in my Rice Krispies, so I'm going to grind about 1/8 of a teaspoon into this. Mix everything up. Coat all your puffed rice nicely. We're going to turn the heat off. If you feel like there is still some runny liquid at the bottom, you can keep your heat on and just keep tossing it around till everything is nice and dry. Looks good. I have lined my board with a parchment paper and I'm going to grease it nicely with coconut oil. And now we are going to transfer our rice and jaggery mixture onto this greased parchment paper. Using another spoon, scrape off all the goodness. Spread it as thick as you like for it to be. If you're able to touch it, you can use your hands. Give it the shape you want, a nice block. I'm going to fold over the parchment paper. Use that to smooth it out. Straighten out the edges a bit. Now while it's still warm, I'm going to use my knife to cut it, or at least put the markings, so it becomes easy for us to break it apart once it dries. Now we can cut it again, press down the pieces that came loose during our cutting, and now let it sit for a few minutes. Allow it to firm up, then we'll come back and break it into pieces. All right, so it has been 25 minutes since we set this to dry, and look how nicely it firmed up. Now let's see if we can break it up where we cut it. Made our job a lot easy. Look at this, how nicely it breaks. Beautiful. So there you have it. Rice Krispies made at home hygienically in no time using simple ingredients. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Please do give it a try. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you again soon with more vegan and gluten-free favorites.